Today's message is heavy, guys. It's going to be quick too. But I'm going to start with this right here. She sung that the fuck down, y'all. And yes, I can use fuck in this case because she sung it so good. It's like nobody else needs to change that. If you sing it, you got to sing it that way. She fucked it up for anybody else. That is Lukewarm by Grace. So if you didn't hear the words, this popped on my radar and it was going with my message. And man, I'm getting to that point where I have to tell myself every day, let them use you, baby, because the messages that are coming through are of a cancel variety. Like the truth is offensive is what I'm getting. Because nobody wants to hear. Everybody wants to hear that they can do what they want to do and it's okay. Nobody actually wants to hear that some of the stuff that was set up was for a reason. And because everybody just wants to go with the okay, things are running amok right now. Like, absolutely. So today's message, just a little quick one before I get into my readings today. I'm gonna start actually with a story. Something freaking amazing happened, right? And it just whatever. It's the day I actually found this song, so I was probably supposed to do it that day, but I didn't want to do it because the person that I'm about to tell y'all about was in the room. So I was I was talking to my friend, right? And I was really excited because I felt like this is the one person I can like tell everything to. It's really hard to be knowing stuff like this and be like genuinely excited about what I'm learning when you can feel other people's emotions shift and things inside, and you can tell sometimes like they're jealous, and it's like it's what I'm not even saying anything that I thought that anybody would be jealous about. I'm just talking about an experience, and it really did a lot. So I was talking about God, right? Tested on your beliefs, Aries and Ninth, and I was like, I did a lot of work to sort of reprogram where my radio was receiving information from, where I was pulling from on the tree of life. I found a couple meditations. I did some like stuff myself because I wanted to be directly connected to source. So when you hear me listening to like gospel music or something, understand it's the vibration. Music is the quickest way and it hits directly to the heart for you to sink into a particular vibration. I sink into the vibration of service when I'm going to do work or source. Source in general is what I was going for. I wanted to talk to God. I'm like, I understand that the guides and all angels and all those other people are here, right? They are also fragments of God. They're just like God divided himself up to make things easier and put them in compartments, right? I wanted to talk to the boss. Can I please speak with your manager? Okay. Like I totally, that's why I started wearing my little pearls and my stuff. I needed to get into the energy of I am my father's daughter and I need to talk to him. I don't care how busy he is. We need to talk. Right. And it worked. Because remembering who you are lines you up with a different vibration. So I'm having conversations with God. And it's not like the regular, you get winks from God all the time, right? You pray about something, then it comes through and you have that aha moment of like, right? That's a wink. Or you see a synchronicity, like God is like, gotcha, kid, I'm here, right? No, this was, I'm going to bed at night talking to him directly because now my relationship, and it improved my relationship with my earth father, like on its own. I would talk to God and start doing things. And then I noticed my dad would reach out more. She's connected, guys. So I'm talking to God before bed. At this point in my prayers, it's like it's my diary. It's like I'm writing home from boarding school. Like, hello, Mother, Father, God, because it's both energies, right? How y'all doing? Earth sucks just a little bit, like not y'all fault, but like I want to be honest with them about my experience. If these are your parents, you should be able to have a real conversation. That one in the Bible, that's Saturn daddy, y'all. That was a trick. That jealousy, that envy, that is nothing like up there. You talk about anything, and he's just like, well, how can we fix it? And that's what I learned. So I'd have conversations, and then the next day, I'd see a message about it. I'd see multiple messages. I'd wake up with an answer, and I'm like telling my friend, I'm talking about like we're having a conversation back and forth, and his face changed, right? It's like I don't think God like interacts with you like that. Oh God, no, that's it. I didn't outwardly explode, but inside, my head popped off. Like I give dramatic imaginations. Like my third eye is crazy. Like my head just in that moment. So I had to breathe through it because it was my trigger. He was just feeling like he felt about his experience. And then even thinking it like that, it made me feel like an asshole because I don't ever want to feel like I'm on a pedestal. Everybody can do this. Everybody can go talk to God. But the thing is, first you got to get right with yourself, which a lot of people don't want to do. Then you got to get right with everybody else around you and understand their purpose in your life. Then you have to forgive all that because a lot of your souls are afraid to go back home and talk to daddy. Y'all are stuck in the mindset of all the things that you did before. Like some of you don't feel worthy of God's love, is what I'm getting. So y'all aren't actually going all the way up to the king. Y'all approach him timidly. Y'all send your prayers like in Jesus Christ's name. Y'all sending it to your brother. Like this messed up on your daddy, depending on who you are down here. But y'all sending like, hey, yo, Jesus, send this message to God. And I never understood that's what that was until I started saying with love, Aisha, just like a letter. And it was the silliest thing, but I started getting the answers directly back to me. It's like, holy shit, I gave him my email address instead of Air Jesus. Jesus Gmail. So after that happened, right, I started listening to gospel music. I had to sink back in, y'all. I had to sink back in. I had to shut it down. I had to save myself. And so I just let YouTube run because I was heated. And right, suddenly a song comes on. I ain't never heard this song. I'm about to change it because it's like this stupid mix. It was old ass gospel, old ass take me home. Like, right? I don't like that vibration. It reminds me of slavery and the fact that that music and the differences in the black churches are like struggle, God going to take you home soon. Whereas when I finally started going to like Caucasian churches and hearing their worship music, there was like a feeling of God, I'm just so happy to worship you. We are here for the blessings. It was different. And that shit pissed me off from my niggas. You know what I mean? Like, just to be honest. So the song, I was like, ew, and I was about to turn it, but I looked over at him and he was like, why'd you play that song? And I was like, what you mean? Because the moment before that, right? Just as a pause, while I was sitting there stewing, I was like, God, there's nothing I can do about this. I'm really upset because I know you and I are talking. Is there any way that you just can show him that you're real? I'm not tripping. Just God, please show him, right? And I'm like, oh, God probably ain't gonna like pop up and do nothing like this. He ain't a circus trick thing. And it's not it. He's not a circus trick thing at all, but faith is lacking here. He's always been showing himself. He's in everything, in these digital pixels, in the fact that I am talking to you right now, and the fact that you are watching this, it's in everything. But everybody has forgotten that God is the one component that makes all of this, the energy, the frequency. He is a wave, just like the devil is not actual embodiment with the big horns or nothing. That's a idea that was put in your mind to instill fear. He's just a frequency. It's like the louder you listen to it, the more it takes over you, right? The louder you listen to God, the more it takes over you. So he said he had not heard that song since he was in church when he was younger. It was significant to him. It was like something his grandparents used to play, right? And so he stood up and he was like, this was you. And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, I know you got like little friends and stuff helping you out. And I was like, uh, actually, I don't get like little friends help me out, although I think that is so cute. I prayed that God would show himself to you in a way that you would only understand that's outside of me so that I don't carry this around going forward because I know I have to do this as I go out into the world and as this gets bigger. And my faith is something that I wear like on my sleeve because I feel like I'm supposed to be a testimony that all of this is real. Bottom line. When I ask God for a job, that's what I ask. I'm like, God, just let me in the game. Give me a chance to make a difference. That's what I want to do. When I was little, when I used to see like Michael Jackson videos and little I don't want to say little starving kids, but it is like stuff like that. I'm like, yo, who has the money? Help them. Like I wanted to make a change. And it's very interesting that it came about this way, but it makes sense. This is what I was doing the whole time. In high school, what was I doing? Reading Left Behind. I was the girl that was counting curse words on my arm because I was really like trying to get extra sanctified. But that's not what all of this is. And we'll get into that in a second. So let me finish this story. So another song comes on because we're talking back and forth about the song and the significance to him, and another one comes on and he was like, all right. So I go to walk out of the room. I leave out of the room. I go pace up and down the hallway for a second. because I don't want to listen to that song. That song, oh, it really messed with me, especially being sensitive to vibrations. That was loose energy. That was pain trying to be converted into something better in that song, right? I come back in the house, right? He is boo crying. Because guess what? God came in the room. God came in the room with the frequency, yo. But guess what? Guess what song it was called? In the room. And I had never heard about this. It was just talking about allowing the spirit, the Holy Spirit, the source energy, the energy, the crystals, the crystalline energy to enter the space. And when I stepped out of the room, not knowing why I was stepping out of the room, it was so that he can feel the spirit move through the room. Okay. So now I'm like, okay, God, I think I can get out here and do this. If you're backing me up like that, I can tell anybody, God's here, God's there, God's everywhere. And then he'll be like, look, see, and imagine how much better this world would be if everybody remembered there really was something going on over there. So, lukewarm, the words were, you can't be saved today and sinner tomorrow. And I know that's like, people, because we're imperfect beings, right? Don't take God's love for granted. Just because you have a nice parent, that doesn't mean that you purposely do things that you know your parent would not want for you. And that's what I would or I would say, like the note was on sins. This is not about homosexuality or any of those things. It's about being a good person. Do you care for others as you do for yourself? Do you cherish your body? Do you cherish your energy? What do you feel you're human with? What is the value on your life? There's no way around the fact that you don't get through those pearly gates if you ain't clean. Like we got quarantine down here, like literally, you don't get to those pearly gates if your shit is not on white. If you're not 51% service to others, I think. Don't quote me on that. There's a ratio, but either way, there's a scale that gets weighed, and if you got heaviness in your heart, you descend to try again, baby. So there is you can't be saved today and a sinner tomorrow. You will be back again to try it. It's just the fucking truth. And this is me looking at metaphysics, the way that you exit. Like if if you are dense, if you are in a low vibration, you sink. If you are in a high vibration, you rise. That's science. That has nothing to do with all the other stuff, but the other stuff explains it in a way. It's true. There are pearly gates, but it's like a portal for you to go back up to above. We all fell from heaven when we got scared that Samael was about to come whip everybody's ass over those damn dinosaurs. Some dino DNA. And then has us locked in this place watching dinosaur movies. Sadistic. So it means that you're always trying your best. You're not taking God's love for granted. That's what it means to be saved. To know that who you are, but you remember that you are a child of God. I came back home. Hey, this is me down here living my life, but I'm living it as a respectable human being, aware of my birthright, remembering I am a child of. And even if you are from below, I know I made a post yesterday. Guess what? Where does the queen of the underworld come from? Above, she's actually Sophia, but she's the first one that ever fell. So Sophia fell first, and then everybody built on top of that, right? She still comes from God. So if you were born from the lower realms, you can still go back home too. That's the beauty of this. That was the beauty of the story of Pinocchio. You can be a liar. You see, Pinocchio was a little piece of shit. If that was your child, you would have, baby, right? He was always doing shit. But at the end, when he learned, dang, I just got Papa all fucked up here. Let me try to be better. And as soon as his guardian angel saw he was trying to be better, she let him be. Oh, real boy. So you can't be saved today and a sinner tomorrow. You can fall down and get back up again, but you must constantly be working towards your best self, your best growth, doing things that feel good to you. I don't want to put any like traditional sins or anything on there. You know when you're doing something that is working against your good or what you want. It is about the way you feel. And that's the funny thing, because at the end, your vibration makes the decision. You can say you're not guilty about something all day, but if that shit ping up on your calendar or on your scan, it's going way down your heart. Your soul can't lie. When it gets densified, when you get weighed, when you go up there. So do your best. Constantly try your best. Do not take source energy. When you take a deep breath, that is you taking a hit of God. I know that's dramatic, but technically air is keeping you alive. It's called prana. It's the energy, and it really does connect you to source. That's why whenever I tell you to send out a beacon, or I teach you how to send out a beacon to somebody, you take 3 breaths first to tap in. You're just sinking back in the source so that you have enough of a pull to even send out a message to somebody. Like, this is energy, guys, which is amazing. I was playing this stupid little game with my daughter the other day, my littlest one. It was like your dream life or something. And I should have known it was a setup. So I'm getting cards and stuff. And it's like, working music. I'm like, oh, that's funny. And then there was a go to college one. I was like, yeah, I always wanted to do that, or just get a diploma in something, because y'all know I really like certificates. And the question on the card was, what would you go to college for? And I was like, astrophysics. And keep in mind, I don't know what the fuck that is. I didn't even know that was a thing. It popped in my head. So I looked it up. And it was the study of how the stars affect us as human beings energetically. And I was like, get the fuck out of here. But God, y'all. So it really is, see, even me trying not to cuss no more. You have to make the decision every day to try to be better. It's the not giving up that Father, Mother, God admires, that you're always trying to be your best, but you're loving of yourself. You love, there's an Ariana Grande song, POV. And I started thinking of it like gospelly, which is freaking weird, but whatever. If it makes my life better, I'm rocking with it. God, cool, gang, gang. So I want to love me like you love me, for all of my ugly and all of my pretty too and all that stuff. But it really is just understanding, like, hey, you're still worthy of love, even when you are in the trenches. Just don't stay in the trenches. Don't allow yourself to become those trenches. Don't allow yourself to become your hurt. That's how you don't get to go home, and you just keep coming back around, dealing with dinosaur man. You can't be both to get home. You can stay here and cycle back over and over again. You can be both. You can be saved and sinner, but you won't be back here. I just want to make that thing. I don't want to say ever say anything that makes me seem like you have free will. That's the point. But if you want the exit strategy, because I see people all the time like, I don't want to go back to this bitch. Do right, but you're doing right by yourself. No regrets. And by no regrets, they say we have to have no expectations. You set one major goal. What is your one big bang? What is the one thing that you really want here? And that's the thing that you focus on as your focal point, and everything else will come into alignment. Ironically enough, I believe that's the North Node. But it could be your rising. I think the rising is who you become after you achieve your North Node. But that is what your soul originally wanted. So I'm getting the ping to just go ahead and say, the ride is already in motion. Keep your arms inside the vehicle. All you have to do is wake up every day and respond to the prompts that are coming towards you in the best way possible, while going after the goal, the thing that you know will make your time worth it for you, whatever that is. If you don't know, tap in with that 3 breath thing and find out what it is, because that's going to be the thing that keeps you focused on being your best self, on treating yourself the best, on self-love, because self-love is the key to everything. If you can love yourself, you can love somebody else, because you're not perfect. And you have to accept your imperfections in order to actually achieve self-love. That's what shadow work is. So it's like saying, yeah, I'm a vegetarian. I do A, B, C, and D, but I struggle with weed. Like that. Like I'm working on it though. That's all Father, Mother, God ask of you. So I now ask, because the being that I get to commune with is omnipotent, and he wants everybody else to know that he is omnipotent in there. So I hope that anybody that sees this video, may God show up for you in a radical way that you cannot miss. Sort of kind of like what happened for my friend, because the more people we have with faith who have that light, who are willing to spread this message, the better. The scales are tipped in a not so good place right now. And we can all just do our part to bring in the light. So that's my little special message I snuck in for today. Let me get to work for somebody else for a refund.